Hi, everybody. I'm Olivia F. Scott, Associate Professor of Advertising here at Loyola University, New Orleans, founder of Emerge Alliance's marketing consultancy, and the host of Behind the Ad, where we peel the layers of the media, advertising, and marketing onion back to really demystify the industry for you. So, if you've ever contemplated starting your own business, but perhaps felt lost in the vast sea of entrepreneurship, you really are not alone. Today, we have a highly successful entrepreneur that I am so happy she's here with us today. She left her company behind for a few hours to be here, right? She's willing to share her success stories and a lot of the things she's done to become successful. Many of us harbor that entrepreneurial spark within us, yearning to ignite our own success stories, but just don't know where to start. So today we're especially excited to have a special treat for you today as we sit down with a remarkable founder and CEO who not only fulfilled her dream, but also mastered the art of small business marketing. She started with $2,000 worth of printed shirts in 2009, and now she's become one of the most beloved retail brand owners in New Orleans, with 9 branches and counting today, even one at the airport that I love so much. Like an eager lover, this woman took a chance on herself. She betted on herself. She flirted with success, and she succeeded. Here with us today, and I'm so happy, is Fleurty Girl founder and CEO, Lauryn Haydel. Lauryn.
Hi, thank you for having me, Olivia.
Oh, I've wanted you here for so long. Thank you so much for coming.
You're very welcome. Happy to be here.
Did you close all the stores down for us today to come?
No, you can't do that. It's a home game weekend, especially. It's a big deal.
That's right. Okay, all right. So you've come a long way from launching Fleurty Girl with $2,000 worth of product, right? You had a lot of willpower to do this, right?
Yep.
Can you give us a Fleurty Girl update about what you're doing right now? Like, tell us where you've been and what you're doing right now and where you're going with the brand.
Well, I started in my house, built a website myself, and was only online. And so T-shirts took over my kitchen. And so fast forward 14 years later, we have 9 locations, 80 employees. It's grown beyond my wildest dreams. But when you love what you do and you can put the passion behind it and good marketing, you really can go anywhere.
So when you say you love what you do, what do you do?
I am head T-shirt folder, cheerleader, buyer, curator, manager, owner. I mean, you've got to wear all the hats. There is nothing in this company that I can't do or that I won't do. If it's cleaning the bathrooms, if it's watering the plants, if it's checking out a customer, if it's folding T-shirts, whatever there is to be done, you've got to be willing to do the task. It doesn't matter how big or small.
So Lauryn, for those who are not familiar with Fleurty Girl like I am, can you tell them what Fleurty Girl actually sells?
So Fleurty Girl is a lifestyle female brand that celebrates New Orleans and our fun culture, but also we like to have a lot of fun. We have gifts that'll make people smile. Like, you're going to go to Fleurty Girl and you're going to leave feeling better than when you walked in. That's really important to me, which is why I want the retail, the people working for me to be in a good mood and happy, because it's a vibe. So our stores are just take a break from life, come in, have fun, have a good time, leave with things you probably don't need, but you have to have.
Have to have.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the birth pains of Fleurty Girl. When you first started, what do you think were the main marketing strategies you implemented that really helped you grow from those humble beginnings to where you are today?
Well, it was 14 years ago in 2009. First thing I did was a Facebook page. And that was a long time ago when the algorithms were very different. And a business posts, they got seen a lot more than they do today. The content was mostly still photography. It's so different today with videos and reels on Instagram.
Yep.
But I mean, I shared my story from day one. I told the story to the people that were following me. And I think that that's important. Look, you're giving me that face because you know. I mean, it was, okay, I'm taking a risk. I'm going to print a bunch of T-shirts. Everybody says this is a bad idea, but my exit strategy is I'm just going to give them away as Christmas presents if they don't work out.
Right.
I mean, those were posts in the early days. Then it's, oh, our first T-shirt's getting printed. Here's what it looks like. I told the story, and people felt a part of the brand. And even today, 14 years later, I have people that come in the store that are like, I have followed you since your very first Facebook post.
Really?
Or when you printed your first T-shirt. Yes. That there is no greater loyalty from a customer than hearing something like that. And you don't gain those customers if you don't share your story.
So you have to be vulnerable and open to share your story.
Absolutely. It was scary.
Because what was on that T-shirt? Can you tell us what was on that T-shirt?
We had a couple. It was French Quarter. It was the word French and a quarter. I mean, they were really terrible T-shirts. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, there was nothing that was. I mean, it was 14 years ago, and graphic T-shirts weren't as crazy popular as they are today, where literally there's a T-shirt for everything. I mean, these were pretty basic, simple things on T-shirts, not crazy graphics or anything, but people felt connected. They're like, here's this girl, and she's printing T-shirts and shipping them out of her house. She's a single mom, 3 kids. Like, they just attached to that. Didn't matter. It didn't matter what was really on the shirts. It was more about being a part of that story and feeling connected to it.
So thank you for sharing that, because I think that people, even myself, you're a little nervous about being vulnerable and sharing your story, but people buy from people.
Yeah.
I say that all the time. People
fake it till you make it. I mean, I didn't know it was going to go anywhere, but I felt like it was a big deal, and I wanted to share that path.
If you don't mind, would you tell us where you got the $2,000 from?
So I had submitted my income tax refund check, so I was waiting on that. And so I had gotten with Storyville Print Shop, and they, had placed my order, and it wasn't due until the shirts were finished, thankfully. So what I ended up doing was doing pre-orders. So I was pre-selling before the print bill was due. I mean, it was a total... I made it work. And I will tell anybody, if you can get people behind your product and you can take pre-orders, that really helped me, because in some situations I had to increase the order. So my bill, once Storyville had launched their print shop and printed my whole order, was actually more than that. So, because I'd gotten pre-orders, and my first order was ambitious. Like, when I first was like, I think I need this many shirts. He's like, I'd slow your roll a little bit. And I was like, okay, good. Thank you. And that's the thing. I'm so thankful for people along the way that really helped us.
Correct.
So that's really, that was how it got started.
Okay. So Facebook post.
Facebook shared everything.
That was it.
Yeah, that really was it. There was no budget for marketing. There wasn't any money for any advertising or anything. It was strictly word of mouth. And thank goodness for social media. And then, 2009 was a pretty good year for football in New Orleans with the Saints.
Yes.
Timing was everything. And that's the thing. This was what I was supposed to do. Like, it was eating at me, pulling at me. The timing was perfect. Had this been a year before or a year later, I don't know that I would have been as successful at all.
Celebrating your city. When you say this is what you were supposed to do, what is it is that you're talking about?
I knew I needed to do something to get out from where I was. I had a full-time job and I loved it, but it just didn't work with having 3 small children that I was raising on my own, and it wasn't enough to cover the bills. We weren't making it, and it was like something's got to give. This is not my destiny.
So we understand that Fleurty Girl is not just a business. It really is a lifestyle. It's a celebration of New Orleans culture. Can you tell us about the role of having something personal to you, having grown up in New Orleans, as your inspiration in your marketing approach, and how it has contributed to your brand success?
It's authentic. You can't fake that. You know what I mean?
I do.
I'm born and raised in New Orleans. This is my home, and I care about her, and I love her, and I think that shows in my brand. Like, people have asked, will you open a store in Nashville or Houston? And it's like, I really don't know anything about those cities, that I don't know that I could replicate that what we have here going on for New Orleans somewhere else where I just don't know and get it,
Okay. All right. So as you have continued to grow the business over the years, and I love the fact that you're keeping it focused, because I think focus has a lot to do with success. People who have their eye on one ball, they can really grow with that. Have there been any other marketing tactics over the years, now that you've had a marketing budget, that you found to be successful?
Stay vulnerable, stay willing to talk about it and celebrate the victories. I think marketing's ever changing, like I was saying earlier, it's a lot more videos now. There's a lot more time that we have to spend into creating content that we have to do today versus 10 years ago.
Yes.
The tactics are just keep watching what other brands are doing, and how you got to keep up with it. You can't ever say, oh, this is going to be how we're going to market the brand and we're going to stay here. It's like, no, we're actually right now looking at what are we doing? What do we need to do besides reels? I'm thinking we might need to start doing more long form video. It's constantly ever changing. You just can't get comfortable with whatever marketing strategy that you're at. You got to move.
But you're keeping it social. I don't hear any radio ads. I don't hear any Spotify ads. I don't hear any television ads. I don't hear any Hulu ads.
No.
You're keeping it social.
Definitely just keeping it social.
Have you ever used influencer marketing?
No.
All social and word of mouth?
Yeah.
We love it.
Just doing my own thing. And I'm the influencer. And it's authentic influence because everything that I'm on social media posting about and sharing, I'm so excited about. And I just can't wait to show everybody and get them excited too. Like, there's just no greater authenticity than that.
Right, when it's really something authentic to you.
Yeah.
That you're really passionate about.
Everything in my store. I just can't wait for you to walk in and see everything. I bet you want to go right now, don't
Yes,
you?
I
See
do.
what's
I
there.
do.
See,
I
it's
do.
working.
No, I love whenever I'm in the airport. In particular, I stop in and see what's there. You know, I love the one in Metairie. So I'm a
Good.
big fan of
Good.
Fleurty Girl for sure.
Thank you.
You have been an entrepreneur and a local culture ambassador through your work with Go NOLA, those videos back in the day. How has your unique position as a cultural influencer influenced your marketing strategies and the way you connect with your audience?
You know, I'm very fortunate that I do have a background in broadcast communications.
Huh.
I do.
There's a secret, everybody. No, go ahead.
That's a gift. That's a gift I have, and I'm so very lucky because it's given me the ability to share my story very easily, and to be approached by the city of New Orleans to be able to do the Go NOLA videos and
Yes.
really align myself as more than just a business owner. I'm an ambassador as well, so that's just lucky. But it's still scary to get in front of the camera and tell the story every single time. I mean, it's never like, oh, you know, I got this. No, it's like, okay, I got to kill it. Let's kill it today. Let's show these products and tell people how great they are. But that's what it really boils down to. Fortunately, I do have a background in that, so it made it a little easier.
Let me ask you a question about your motivation today, Lauryn, because you've been so successful over the past 14 years. And I know the motivation initially was just to sell the initial inventory that you had. And then you went through the 2009, and now you really are a mega brand here in New Orleans.
Oh, gosh,
if you
mega
don't mind me
brand.
saying that. Mega brand.
Oh, thank you.
You're a household brand in New Orleans, I believe. Fleurty Girl, I mean, I remember when I moved here from New York in 2020, right before the pandemic, and I had to get something for Mardi Gras, right?
Right.
And I asked, I said, go to Fleurty Girl. Everybody, go to Fleurty Girl. And I was like, what is it? What is it? Right? Everybody said, go to Fleurty Girl. That
that's
was the
awesome.
only place to go.
Yeah.
To get, and I was looking on the directory for it. So you are a mega brand here. But I'm curious about where you are now in terms of your motivations. What's your motivation now? Because now it's not about eating and feeding your children anymore and getting through that $2,000 worth of inventory. What motivates you now?
I want to continue to have what people want. I want to have I want to wow them when they walk in the door. Like, oh my gosh, I love that. I love when customers get so excited. I want to make sure that we're growing so that I can create, better salaries and wages for my employees. And right now I'm looking at, other ways that I can, give them even more than they have. I mean, if we grow, I want to make sure that I'm taking even better care of our employees. We really run like a well-oiled machine. We have 9 stores. I want to own our own buildings if possible. We own 4 out of 10 locations where we are. So that's a big deal. I think if anybody out there that's looking, it's like that really is smart if you can, rent from yourself. I think that's another good thing of stability. I guess I sound like an old person, but I always look at it as though I am still trying to feed and clothe my family at the end of the day because I'm the one that gets paid last. I've got to take care of everybody else, all of my employees, the landlord, the energy, processing fees, and I got to make sure all that's covered before I get taken care of. So I guess the motivation never changed from day one, is just to make sure I can still take care of my family. But now it's a whole lot more in front of me.
Right. All right. So you might have answered this already. We talked about being vulnerable and being your own influencer. But for any small businesses that are looking at this particular video today and they're like, how do I become a Fleurty Girl? Right? Do you have any recommendations on what they should do or what marketing tactics they should use?
Well, I think it starts with what kind of business do you want to be in? You don't want to get into something that you're really not passionate about because you don't want to fake it. I think people see through that, especially with marketing being so in your face and videos and you're telling your own story these days. You've really got to be doing something that you love. I absolutely love what I do. I get so excited when I'm in the shop and see people. They walk in, they're not smiling, but when they walk out, they've got glitter on their face. They've got a brand new outfit for the football game, and that fulfills me. So
got it. Couple more questions for you here. So Fleurty Girl now has, as we've said before, 9 retail stores and a significant online presence, right? How do you maintain a consistent brand image across these different platforms? And what challenges have you encountered in scaling up that brand image and making sure that it is what you want it to be perceived as?
Well, I am consistent with our lime green color. So like we've got lime green everywhere. Okay.
Okay.
Bring it everywhere.
I see the earrings, yes.
It's important, so that was one thing when I was starting the brand is like, what's going to be our major brand elements that we're going to carry through. So we've had the Flirty Girl green everywhere, but every store is different. I'll be honest with you, because they're in different communities, and my French Quarter store is way different than my store in Mandeville. But in stores, and there's a couple stores, because I started in my house. My first store was in my house. And there's a couple locations, you might not have even noticed this, where we built a fake facade of my house. It's in the store. It's at our Lakeside location, our Mandeville location, and our Magazine Street location. So when you talk about brand consistency, it's not just about the lime green. I always want customers to still feel like they're shopping with me in my house. Like my kids are going to run through at any moment in their diapers, or that I'm going to be there. Those are the two things I think that are important. It's just, just knowing like I'm just that down-home New Orleans girl who started in her house and never forgot that. And I want you to still feel like that. I'm so approachable, so accessible. If you need me, I'm there. And then our lime green is everywhere. I thought that was pretty basic stuff, but it really started, we never deviated from the beginning.
Got you. So your journey to developing and building Flirty Girl has been so inspirational for so many people. What lessons have you learned along the way that you'd like to pass on to aspiring entrepreneurs looking to make their mark in the world of small business?
Don't sweat the competition so hard. Like I know, like we were doing this in this city before others were, and that's something to be proud of. Competition is good. Competition keeps you on your toes.
Yes.
So just embrace it and just know it's natural, it's normal, it's going to happen in our free market system. It's just part of what makes it work, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's got competitors, and we need for people to have competitors for everything to be the way that it should be. So I think like in the beginning, like that really hurt me. Like this is my concept, and people are, copying my concept, but people know the original, but competition is okay. Just keep working hard, telling your story and loving what you do, and you'll blow it out the water.
There's enough for everybody.
Yes.
Right? So you don't have to worry about
it. That was a tough one for me.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, because I just thought I was so special and unique, and it's like, no, competition is a good thing. Mm-hmm. It's a good thing.
Okay. And as you move forward, do you want to share any insights about where Flirty Girl is going next? Any new development plan that you can share with us?
There is nothing new right now. I can honestly say we just opened our 9th location in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
And that was a big risk, but all 3 of my children, who were very young when I started the company in my house, are all at LSU in college now. So Mama needed a store in Baton Rouge, to naturally, have a reason to visit. So I decided to go back to school and get my degree. So I am enrolled. So that's on the horizon for me. I have 5 classes left. I know it's weird to be here on campus at Loyola with you talking when I was just a student yesterday.
And where are you in school?
I'm at LSU with my kids. Just taking 1 class a semester.
Okay, but LSU, that's what kind of got me down. But it's okay.
I know.
It's cool.
That's where I started.
Okay.
So finish.
But we are thrilled. That is so inspiring that you've returned back to school. Why did you, if you don't mind, why did you want to go back to school? Why did you want to do that? You're so successful.
I know, because I'm 5 classes away from my mass communications degree, and I stopped going because I got pregnant with my son. He's 21 at LSU right now, and now that they're all gone, it's time for me to pick up where I left off. I'm so close. So we actually will graduate the same semester. So my graduation better be before his. I don't care if it's an hour before. My goal is to finish before any of my children. That was always something I wanted to do. And it was like, you know what? I really have my staff to thank for the ability to go back to school and take a class this semester, because they're holding it down while I'm going to class.
Because you mentioned your mom, your sister, everybody just supports you with the business.
Yes.
Amazing.
So I'm very lucky, and I could only do that if I had good people.
Final question then, because you just mentioned this. Are you planning on creating like a Flirty Girl TV or YouTube series or something when you get this mass communications degree?
I think I need that mass communications degree to keep up with all the changes in social. It's crazy.
It's pretty wild.
It's pretty wild. I never thought that I would be needing my broadcast journalism background to do my job as Flirty Girl. Think about that.
Yeah.
I'm a retail brand, but I need to lean on that. It's pretty great.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Lauryn.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you. So you heard it from the Flirty Girl herself. Entrepreneurship, if it's in your bones and there's something you're really passionate about, we really encourage you to find a space of authenticity of something that you really want to pursue and pursue it. You don't have to have a lot of money. You don't have to have a large marketing budget or a marketing budget at all. If you have a story and you're willing to be vulnerable and really go ham with it, the sky's the limit, actually. We can see that right here with Lauryn Haydel. For everyone watching this today, if you've not been to Fleurty Girl, we encourage you to definitely visit a Fleurty Girl location. There are 9 locations, including the newest one in Baton Rouge, and FleurtyGirl.com as well. We'll see you on the next edition of Behind the Ad.